We know now that in the early years of the 21st century, this world was being watched closely by intelligence as greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know now that as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood which, by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space. Yet across an immense ethereal gulf, minds that are to our minds as ours are to the beast in the jungle, intellects vast, cool, and unsympathetic regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly and surely drew their plans against us. In the 16th year of the 21st century came the Great Disillusionment. It was near the end of October. The country had rebounded. The fires of war were burning dim. More men and women were back at work, and hope had returned. On this particular evening, the Crosley service estimated that 32 million people were listening or streaming.
So we're back, right here in beautiful Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Little music for you while we wait for Adam, who is out at the Copan truck stop with Representative Sears. As you know, we're doing a series on our elected officials, and this week it's State Representative Earl Sears' turn. Luckily for Adam, this time it's at one of our favorite diners. So, you there, Adam?
Oh, you bet. We have a real nice-sized crowd here, and everyone is enjoying some chicken fried steak or whatever their own personal favorite is. Representative Sears is here, and we're all just waiting around for him to start speaking.
Well, and I just had some soggy fries fresh out of the microwave, so I'm envious that you're out there with all that good food and company.
Well, next time, sir.
Well, a little on business. What is the zeitgeist out there tonight? What are people talking about? I can't imagine that there's not some interest in what has been happening in the skies as of late.
Well, you're right, but I'm not sure Earl can do anything about that. But yes, there's been some discussion about that. People are wondering what all that means, if anything. I think you'd have to be living in a cave for the last couple of days to miss it. I think people are curious and maybe a little anxious. I mean, what does it mean when things start falling out of the sky?
Yes, I would agree with that assessment. It's fairly unprecedented that meteors would begin hitting the ground all over the world. I've been scrolling through my Facebook while we've been talking, and it definitely looks like it's getting a bit weird. There's pretty much stuff all across the board. Some saying that it's no big deal, others on board with the usual government conspiracy/cover-up, whatever, you name it. And I'd have to say that the way the officials seem to be handling it isn't really helping matters. We've gotten several reports of Air Force planes taking off in record numbers, as well as security.
Well, back to the off-the-record stuff. A friend of mine who's an Air Guard guy was just telling me that he doesn't think it's anything. But there's for sure some odd stuff happening. A lot of guys on alert and planes being fueled up stateside.
Well, yeah, and that's for sure going to up the ante on the conspiracy crowd.
We have Representative Earl Sears here now at the always accommodating Copan truck stop. We have a decent crowd here for you, Earl. How you feeling tonight?
Thanks, Adam. I'm doing great tonight. I'm always excited to be here with the good people of Northeast Oklahoma.
Yeah, and as we were discussing, there's certainly some strange things going on around the internet and whatnot. What are your thoughts? Have you been hearing any scuttlebutt about watching the skies?
Well, Adam, I got to be honest with you. I have heard the scuttlebutt, and I have been seeing some people look up into the sky, but I'm not buying into this particular theory that we've got something out there roaming around. I mean, I just think, personally, I think it's just a big old prank. But then again, with that said, I guess it's Halloween, and everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Yeah, and we for sure have a great crowd here tonight, and everyone's excited to hear Representative Sears.
As are we, and as usual, we are ecstatic to hear from our favorite representative. In the meantime, however, we're going to chat a bit with our friend, Tyler Wilmoth, who is also up on the north end, although closer to Copan Lake than the Copan truck stop. I'd heard a little earlier that there had been a meteor fall in our neck of the woods, and according to Al in the control room there, it's apparently on Tyler's land. Tyler, are you there?
I am, and it's getting a little weird.
Well, that seems to be the general consensus. What's happening?
Well, something came down north of the house.
What time was it?
Probably an hour and a half ago. I didn't see it come down, but Stanley said it looked like a big fireball that just appeared and then it hit the ground. Hit really hard and tore things up.
Tore things up?
Yeah, it made a big crater, really, really big, probably 60 yards around or so.
Okay, wait, just appeared? What happened?
Well, Stanley's 8, but he told us what he could.
Okay.
He said that it just appeared, that was in the sky, like it just came out of an invisible hole or something. I know it sounds crazy.
We've been friends for a long time.
I know, yeah.
And I'm with you. What did he say?
Stanley?
Yeah.
Well, he said it looked like there was a line, and it fell out of the line, and then it hit.
What does it look like?
Well, you can see the top of it, and it's black, and it's hot. A lot of smoke come off of it first.
Can you see it now?
James and Art are down there. They shot at it a few times.
They shot at it?
Yeah, well, they got their ARs out there. We ain't too worried.
What happened?
Well, nothing. It's just kind of a backstop, Doesn't seem like anything's happening. And it's just there, been there, too hot to get near. It's kind of making a noise. I'm not sure what that's all about.
What does it sound like?
Well, it's kind of humming here. Here, can you hear that?
No, I don't hear anything.
It's kind of like a old TV sound, like when those bars came up of it. We called the sheriff.
And?
Well, they're on their way. We heard something about maybe the National Guard also. Stanley, get back! Jay, holler at him. Sorry, the kids are getting a little close to where they're shooting.
Yeah, well...
I'm telling you, Stan, I'm telling you to get back. I'm gonna...
Okay, maybe that's a good place to break for a second.
You need to check this out. You've got to see this. Sorry, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is unorthodox, but I'm being told that I and you need to be aware of something. Again, I apologize for the delivery here.
It's on your screen.
This YouTube thing?
Yeah?
Okay, again, I know. Al, what are we doing here?
Video, you have to see it.
This isn't the best time.
This is serious. You think I'd shut you down for nothing? Watch it and talk. We may not be...
All right, okay, bear with me. I'm not sure what's happening. It's on
your screen. It's there. Just go.
So here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to watch this and talk about it to you, but from the looks of the views, it looks like you may have seen it already. So it's from Shermer, Illinois, and it's called Real Alien. Okay, I'm on. Okay, it's a drone. It looks like it's a drone flying over a crater. It says it was uploaded 15 minutes ago. It's going over. There's something in it. It's silver, steel. I can't really tell what it is. Can't get a full look. There's a noise. It's humming. Smoke. There's a lot of black smoke. It just panned around, and there are a bunch of people. It looks like 100 or so yards back. I guess the guy controlling the drone. They're all there. It's back to the crater now. The smoke is clearing a bit. Must be the rotors. There's something moving. It's a snake. A big snake. And there's more than one. Is this for real? Surely this can't be. It's not snakes. It's like tentacles. Big, heavy-looking tentacles. They don't have suckers like an octopus, but like thick, and the skin is gray. Gray like asphalt or something. And it glistens. It looks like wet leather or something. Wet gray leather. They're just kind of writhing. There are two circles, discs. Seriously? It's eyes. There are two big, gigantic eyes behind the tentacles. There's more humming. It's louder. It's louder. There's something else. It's the body. It's big. Big enough for the eyes. It's horrible. Massive, like a bear or something. Powerful. It looks powerful. I'm just horrible. The eyes are huge and deep black, like a shark's eyes or a doll's eyes, vacant. They gleam. The mouth, if that's what it is, it's like a V. It's V-shaped. Saliva, it's dripping. Saliva dripping from the mouth. Rimless lips. It pulsates. I'm not sure if it's labored or not, but heavy. Heavy, like it's weighted down, like it can't lift itself or something. Now it's pulling back inside. The steel closed on it, like slid around it. It was like water that just ran over where it was. I'm not sure what... Al, is there more of it? What?
It's all over everywhere. It's all over the TV and everything. It's real. I know that's insane, but it's real. They're saying that they are moving troops all over the place, that there's troops, and our guys are mobilizing all around the country.
Tyler said the National Guard was coming out to his place. Wait, so the video just ends. The drone starts back away from the thing, and it ends.
I'll get him back. Hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to tell you what is happening. Either we are all the victims of the most elaborate hoax I've ever seen, or the most extraordinary thing I've ever seen.
He's on.
Tyler? Tyler, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. We got
Listen. Have you seen the video from Illinois?
Well, the kid said something about it. I'm not.
Tyler, you need to get out of there.
What?
There's something.
The guard is here. There were James and Art that made them quit shooting. Boy, they didn't like that much.
No, listen. This is serious. If I told you, you wouldn't believe what it is. But you should get out of there.
And do what? What was that?
I could feel that here. I could hear it.
Wait. What's that? I don't know. Where are those guys?
Tyler, get out of there.
The smoke's fanning out of there, out of that spot. There's 2 trucks of guards, but I'm going to go over there to... Hey, wait. What is that? What are you? There's a lot of guns. There's a lot of weapons. They're backing up. Oh, my God. It's lifted up. It's coming up.
What's coming up? What is happening?
I don't know. It's big. It's like a big drum, silver metal. There's legs. It's on really big legs. There's 3, and it's still rising. It's huge.
Oh, my God.
It's taller than the trees.
Tyler, you've got to get out of there. Get out. Just run.
I think you're right. And wait, something else is coming out. It's like a glass. Like a block of glass. 2 of them. One on each side.
Listen to me. Drop the phone and run. Go. Just go.
The army's shooting at it. It's looking at them. It's looking at them. Oh my God. Oh God. It's shooting fire out. It's not fire. I don't know what. It's burning. It's like a beam of fire. It's burning the soldiers. It's on everything. The trucks, they're melting, burning. I'm looking around. It's looking at us. Oh my God. It's looking.
Tyler. Oh God. There's nothing. What is happening?
I can see a glow over there to the north. You can see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure what to say. I'm afraid our friend Tyler is dead. I'm afraid they're all dead. The guard, the family,
It's an emergency bulletin. We have to patch it through.
What?
It's the Defense Department putting it through.
Be cautious. The announcement comes as a result of reports from all areas of the United States as well as the rest of the world. Our armed forces have been mobilized and are being deployed due to reports of foreign objects falling from the sky. Repeating, the Department of Defense is issuing a warning. All citizens are to be on alert. Please be aware and be vigilant of recent events. Intelligence reports show that multiple objects have crashed to the Earth. There have been reports that the objects are of extraterrestrial origin. These reports are unfounded and unconfirmed. Regardless, it is the position of the United States Department of Defense that citizens should be cautious. The announcement comes as a result of reports received from all areas of the United States as well as the world. Our armed...
Is he serious?
There's
What's that?
another. Wait. I can... Sorry. Give me a sec.
Ladies and gentlemen, from what we can tell, the situation has become dire. There has been an attack of some sort towards Copan, and from what we can tell, there may have been several deaths involved. From our first-person account on the phone moments ago, it would seem that the Powell Ranch near Copan has been destroyed, and several people killed, the number of which is as yet unknown, but, based on what Tyler said, would have to be at least 6 or 7, with an unknown number of guardsmen. As insane as this sounds, it seems that there is some sort of giant machine. Tyler described it as being on 3 legs and being taller than the trees, and it came out of what seemed to be a meteor that fell on the Powell property hours before. According to the scanner, There's multiple fires being reported with several on that end of the county. We can see the glow from the studio, and it's miles away.
I got it. I got another feed. It's out of the Pacific Institute of Technology. I think it's better. Here.
As of right now, there is no sure answer as to what we are experiencing. Information is sketchy and incomplete at best. From what we have cobbled together from eyewitnesses, videos, and reports, I can tell you that it is believed that these machines, these fighting machines, are of extraterrestrial origin. They appear to be armed with, for lack of a better term, a heat ray, which appears to be extremely formidable and deadly in nature. I use the term heat ray because it seems to be able to incinerate anything in its path, up to and including large machinery, iron and steel. From reports, and these are unconfirmed, the machines are said to be very large, hundreds of feet in height. They move on three legs, and we have received reports of a poison gas or smoke being released by the machines. It is believed that the smoke kills within minutes. Yes. Go ahead.
You said that the machines appear to be of extraterrestrial origin?
Yes.
Even given the circumstances, that seems a very fantastic theory. What do you base it on?
I understand that it sounds, as you say, fantastic, but I think there's no other conclusion. Given the reports as to the events surrounding the emergence of the machines, I think they had to have arrived via wormholes. Based on that assumption, I would think that we are dealing with a civilization not only advanced enough to construct these machines, but also advanced enough to manipulate a series of wormholes to be able to deposit these machines on our planet. There's also the possibility that...
Proof of this.
I'm sorry.
Proof. I mean, this is all just conjecture at this point. What do you really think this is?
Clearly, we are not in a position to argue. And I would contend that the origins of these machines do not matter one bit to those facing them. Again, I believe they are of alien origin, considering that there have been, at least to the knowledge of my colleagues, no indication prior to the opening of what I believe to be wormholes of any sort of interstellar activity. I contend that this is the evidence that the threat comes from, at the very least, an exoworld. I think that we should explore that further. Yes. Yes, sir?
What does that mean?
In my opinion, that means these machines and the creatures that operate them are very...
I'm not sure. There's nothing we can do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, this is really happening. As insane as this sounds, based on all we can read and are being told, we are under attack from forces not of this earth. As crazy and paranoid as that sounds, I think there's no other conclusion.
I got dispatch. They need you.
Hang on, okay. We're patching through our local dispatch. Bear with us for a moment. Travis?
Yeah, I'm here. Listen, there's not much time. You have to stay on as long as you can. That's very important, and lives depend on it. You have to stay on as long as you can. Can I count on you?
Yeah, well, yes. Yes, what is...
I don't have every detail, but as I'm sure you've heard, we are under attack from what we can only assume is an alien race. The war machines, tripods, are coming out of what look like grounded meteors. I'm not sure how long we can hold on here at dispatch. We're getting reports from all over. Whatever they are, tripods, whatever, they are heavily armed and armored. Armored meaning that conventional weapons are useless. We are urging all citizens to try to get out of populated areas. They seem to be coming down in random areas, but we have reports that they are making their way to more cities and towns. As of right now, the jail will be used as a shelter if we can hold on. We currently are holding no prisoners.
What of the government reports?
We are only going by local intel and eyewitnesses. We have also received unofficial reports that our jets are en route to engage. I'm not sure of the scope of the weaponry, but I'm sure we'll hit them with everything we have.
Are there any safe areas?
Like I said,
try to stay away from populated areas. If you have a storm cellar, it may be safe for a time, but we've also heard that these things have tentacles, for lack of a better word, that can hang on. That sound, they seem to congregate to it. When you hear that sound, you must get out of the area. There is, as yet, no known way to combat these things, especially using small arms.
Tyler said that a couple of guys had been shooting at the crater near his farm, but that didn't work at all. Did you get any reports from that?
Not specifically, but from what I've heard, the north end isn't good. There have been a lot of reports of firing and fires. That site was a ground zero. As of now, our deputies are just trying to get people away from the threat. We do not know at this point how many there are or if that matters. The threat... No, it's not. We're not going. We're not going. I'm not sure how long we can hang on here. We're almost empty. We're here talking to people to let them know what we're up against.
Travis, thank you. I mean it. Thank you.
I'm going to stay on. I'm not going to run. We're not going easy.
Travis! They're at the jail. They are attacking the jail.
You've got to stay on. Tell the people what's...
Dispatch is gone. They're gone. Ladies and gentlemen, dispatch is gone. We've got to get out of here. You've got to get this on the cell phone.
I've got something. I can get it. Hang on. I'll put it on. I can get it.
We've got to stay on. I'll call in on my cell.
Have a visual on target. Over.
Roger, we're seeing you've got to watch for the ray. Their target is uncanny. They have some sort of shield, but blanket as much as you can. Over.
Roger that. Over.
Get them off as far as you can. If this thing has you in visual, you are like a flashing light. Over.
I've got it on my scope. They're about 2 miles off. Over.
You should have 3 there. Over.
Copy. Let's go on one. Over.
Affirmative. Let's go on to the one on the port side. Over.
I've got a lock. Firing. It's away. There's fire going up. I'm not sure where from. It's not the same area. Over.
We've got targets all over, and there's more coming. Okay, the angle is about 8, heading in about 3:30. Bogies appear to be coming up. It's a hit. Over.
Roger that. There's no descent. Let's take her down now. I'm coming in about 53 knots. Over.
That's a negative. It was a hit. There's nothing. They're still moving. Over.
Angels 9. I'm going down to 3.
Roger that. They look like they're right at ground. Steady up close. They're tracking. Get out of there. Repeat. Get out of there.
Yellow, hold. They're not bugging out. I've got to get...
Fox 3, get out. They're tracking. They're firing.
I can see it. There's fire all over the time.
Just get out. Eject.
I'm not...
Fox 3. Fox 3. This is Tower. Fox 3. Fox.
Wait. Are we on? Okay, we're here. We're going to try to stay on as long as we can. We've left the station and are trying to head to Radar Hill. I'd always heard there were bunkers there, fallout shelters from the Cold War buried in the hill. I don't think that's any worse an idea. Al and I are going to try to make it. As you can probably tell, we're on my phone. Al set it up to where it will keep broadcasting. As long as the station stands, we will stay on. Okay, there's people everywhere, and I can hear gunshots. These things, from what we can tell, they're about indestructible. If our guys have taken one down, we've not heard of it. Go. Okay, I've got it. Hold on. Oh, okay, we're going. There are cars everywhere, and I'm not sure where they are going, or if they even know where. So we're west on Frank Phillips, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get through. There are people running through the cars and to the south. I look to the north, and you can see why. From what we heard, that's where it seems to have started, by Copan. You can see fires in the twilight. We're going Get the door. Get the... Ow,
Go!
I'm trying. We are.
Just go! They're here! They're all over the place! There was a... Oh my God! My husband! Oh my God, he's gone!
They did what? The machine?
Whatever they are! Whatever! They grabbed him! We were running and everything was burning. I just ran and I don't know how I got away. I don't know what is happening! What is happening?
Slow down. What did...
What are these things? What are they?
I know it's tough. I know it is. Calm down. We're going to get out of here, but you've got to calm down.
Okay.
We're going to get out. We're going to be okay. What do you know about this?
We don't know anything. We were on 123 and we heard all this stuff on the radio that the military was on alert and that there was stuff happening. We were driving on 123 in the truck and we could hear all this stuff. I didn't know if it were the planes or what. There was all this fire from the north and we could see it. I could hear planes going, jets, and there were explosions in the distance. Chad was, oh God, oh my God.
Chad was, what's your name?
Misty. My name is Misty.
Misty, what did Chad do? He's your husband?
He's my husband. He was. We were driving. They were coming out of the ground from where meteors fell or something.
Yes, that's what we got. We were talking with Tyler out by Copan, and something happened. Something similar. We were on the radio, so we were just trying to get the word out about what's happening.
I can't get through.
Go on the sidewalk, do something!
Well, what happened then?
I'm telling you, we have got to get out of here!
Settle down some. Tell us what happened.
We were hearing all that, and then there was some explosions to the north, and you could see the fire. There was a lot of fire. You can still see it there. The whole county must be on fire. It's all over. So we turned around and we started back for town, and there were these loud noises like rumbling. They were so loud, and I was getting really scared that we could hear planes, and I think they were shooting. There were streaks in the sky and more explosions. They must have hit. They had to have hit. We stopped and we were watching what was happening because we thought it was pretty far away. I mean, it was past the hills, but then this thing came over them, over the hills, this huge robot or something. It was bigger than the trees, and I couldn't believe it at first, and it was walking.
It was on legs?
Yes, really long legs. It looked like a tank or something on these long robot legs. When we first saw it, it was spraying fire on the hill and just burning things. I said, we've got to get out of here, and Chad took off. I was looking at it, and it looked at us. I know that sounds crazy. I know it, but it looked at us.
It did?
It turned the top of it towards us, and we took off. He was driving, and I was watching the machine. We were going back into Bartlesville fast. He was driving fast. I could see the machine. It just started walking. It was like a spider or something, the way it moved, but not with so many legs. It came so close. I don't know anything. I don't know. It was just so fast. It just covered so much ground. It was on us in a few seconds.
Did it shoot or anything? What were you thinking?
I thought it was going to, but it didn't, at least at first. When it caught up with us, it shot something burning at the road ahead. We couldn't go. We couldn't pass. I was so scared. It was there, and it grabbed us. This thing came down from it like an arm or something. Like
like a tentacle?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Like a metal tentacle, but it bit bent. It curved. There weren't joints, but it was metal. I just don't know.
Man, there's... Oh, my God! We can't stop. We can't.
Keep looking up. You can see them. They make noises, big noises, really booming.
Keep going. Just don't stop. Don't stop. I know we got to keep going. We have to tell the people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to get out of downtown Bartlesville, but there is a mass exodus. It's not safe, but it's not safe at home either. We're still trying to get information.
You can hear them before they come.
Okay. How did you get away?
I can't.
There's something over there to the north.
Oh no! I don't know what it is. Just be quiet.
Can they hear this? Can they hear whispers?
I don't know.
We've got to get out. Go now. Ow! I'm here. They're in the city. The things, the machines, they're here. There are at least 2 of them, and they're destroying everything. Al is gone. He's gone. They picked him up, and the woman, I don't know. They're gigantic, and they're walking. They got a lot of people. There are vehicles and chaos everywhere. You have to get out. You have to get away from the populated areas. Our guys, our planes, our guys are coming. They're firing. It just exploded outside the machine. It didn't even budge. They're looking at the plane. I don't know what else to say. They're looking at it. They're shooting, and it's going into... They're gone. They're shooting in the skies. I think I'm away enough that they are occupied with bigger things. They're looking at the sound. One is over the Price Tower. They're moving, and they are firing on the ground. There are people. I've got to... I'm sorry. Trying to stay on. It's difficult. There are people on the ground, and they are burning them. Some picking up and carrying them up by their heads, the head of the machines. One is firing on it. Oh my God, it's hit. It's coming down. I've got to get away.
As I'm writing these words, I wonder if I'm the only one here, the only one left. Writing didn't seem that foreign not too long ago. It was a luxury, like many luxuries no longer afforded. Just survival. Sometimes I wonder for what? Survive for what? I'm probably just prolonging the inevitable, an inconsequential speck avoiding the cogs of humanity's exit. Am I the only one? And if so, what's left? Just avoiding death? The pain of my own step into the void? Is that worth it? Will anyone care? If years from now, when we are all gone and this planet is a vacation spot from their own, secured from any trace and danger of its former occupants, would one of them find these pages? Would they care? Did the conquerors think of the conquered? Wonder what we were thinking when we built our kingdoms. Maybe these words could adorn a featured showcase in the Alien Museum dedicated to the once great people who once crawled like insects on the planet's face. But who am I kidding? Once great? The battle, if you can even call it that, lasted less than a day. Really, it was probably more like an hour. In retrospect, they must have planned this well. Their craft dropped out of the sky almost in unison, and we were fascinated. Hey, there's a meteor in old Tyler's pasture. Wow, I don't know if I will ever know. If they don't give an ear to the conquered, would they care to explain? Maybe in a tactical sense, like there needs to be a record of exactly how they exterminated this unworthy little race. They came almost in unison, and we were unprepared, arrogant in our dominance of the planet and everything on it. We never thought of things without where? Mars? That was everyone's guess for so long. That would have been George Powell's guess, I suppose. No, exoplanets. Planets around another star, just like us. Could maybe support life, apparently. And they were so stealthy. Tyler's kids said they just dropped out of the sky, like it came out of something you couldn't see. As of right now, that's the best intel we can come up with. What does that mean? A wormhole? What would Captain Kirk say to that? Sounds so crazy, even I wouldn't have believed this a month ago. Regardless of how and from where, they came. They came. They saw, and they conquered, although probably not in that order. What do I know? What do I know then? I know they are terrifying, the machines. The best things we could throw up against them didn't even come close. I saw our planes raining hellfire down on them, and they didn't even budge, didn't even blink. Just shake it off and fire that ray, and it will burn through everything in its path. And when that's not happening, then there's the smoke, the black smoke. Nerve gas? Poison? I just know that everything's dead when it clears. Sometimes I see it hanging over the horizon in the morning, almost serene, but I run, crawl when I have to, just to get away. And I hear the sound, that bellow sound that they make. Once I dropped into the tall grass, and I knew that the machine saw me. I just lay there, and the searchlight went over, and I could hear the machine, its servos and pneumatic gears churning. They were so loud, I thought I could have screamed and still been overwhelmed by the sound. But I didn't. True terror comes when you aren't prepared for it. I knew the smoke would come and settle over me, and I wouldn't be able to do anything. I couldn't jump up and run, because if you run, the beast catches you. If you stay, the beast eats you. I decided that I would just wait for the smoke, and I'd say a prayer and inhale. So I started praying, and it never came. I closed my eyes and kept them closed. I didn't even know when it went away. Maybe it was just toying with me. I'll never know. I do know that they don't leave bodies, just absence. No one. I made it to Tulsa. I don't know how, but I did. It took me a day and a half, and I crawled a large part of it, but I made it. There was a lot of smoke by Skytook and Claremore. I don't know if I even want to know what happened. So I just kept on. At night, sometimes you can see them. The city, it's all lit up. They're working on something. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were at the airport. You can see the machines move at night, and they're all lit up. I guess nothing's there to challenge them anymore. So I crept into the downtown to look for something to eat. I'd been there for a while when that feeling, yes, of being watched, but not by metal eyes, but by human eyes. My gaze traced a shadow near some rubble, a shadow that rose up and became a man.
What are you doing? There's no food here.
I'm just like you. I'm just trying to survive.
This is mine. There's no room for another.
Friend, I don't want anything. I'm just trying to get by. Are you from here?
I'm sorry. I don't know. You didn't mean anything. I'm sorry. I should be happy to see someone else. I'm from a lot of places.
Oh, yeah?
Long time ago, I was from Texas.
Texas, huh?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
And you're in the military now?
Yes. Well, I was. How'd you know?
Your uniform.
Yeah. I don't even think about that anymore. But yeah, I'm in the Army. Or I was. I'm not sure there's any left anymore. We didn't do too good.
You did the best we could. These things were just too much. How did you get away?
We were here for support, air support, surface to air. They were all over us from the get-go, and everything we threw at them just bounced off. I kept shooting, and then...
What?
I don't know. I don't even know. I blacked out. I got hit with something. I still don't know what. I came to and I was under a door, car door that was torn off. There was just rubble. There was nothing around but destruction. I ran though, and I just kept running.
Wait, you were in the military. What were you told before?
What do you mean?
What did they tell you before the fight? Before the attacks?
Well, not enough. They said that there was a strong chance that there would be an attack. We didn't know from where or how, just that there was something coming. What happened with you?
We were running too. The people I was with, I don't know. We got separated, and I don't know where they are. You're the first person I've seen in weeks. I was starting to wonder if there weren't any more people at all.
Well, I'm here, and I'm not giving up. I wasn't scared then, and I'm not scared now. I see them a lot. I can see them moving around. They're down there by the airport. I don't think they're being careful anymore.
Well,
they're not.
So sure.
They got their hatches open, and I can see them. They still use the machines, but they're not scared. They don't even know. We can take them, and they won't even know.
Keep it down. Keep it down, I tell you.
Or what? Or what? They'll kill us more? They'll burn our cities? Or what?
I guess you're right, but I don't plan to die.
Hey, where are you going?
Away. I'm going away, friend. This is your place. You be safe.
All right, sue yourself. But I'm not going to give up.
And away I went. Away from him. But where else? Where else to go? Maybe he was right. Maybe it would be better to fight and die. The dying part was inevitable. I'm not ready yet, though. Maybe later. That's always there, of course. And I can take or leave it if I please. Yeah, I could. If it gets too bad, I could. And with that thought, I walked. A bit more boldly, I think. If that soldier hadn't attracted one of the machines, I don't know what would. I hope he makes it, but I'll probably never know. Hope. That's a word that probably doesn't get much play anymore. Seems a little outdated. So I kept walking. Around the downtown, the BOK looked like a pile of melted aluminum and glass gleaming in the sunlight. I could smell something burning. No, something burnt. Something that had been burned. I don't know. Does it matter now? When I got over by the Blue Dome, it was thick. The same smell was everywhere. It was all around. I looked, and I saw a dog. It was running, and it had something in its mouth. Some kind of gray meat, it looked like. I hope it was one of them. I really do. For a second, I thought of calling the dog, but he probably would have thought of me as a rival, or as a meal. Either way, I didn't think it would have worked. So I kept going east. And I came to the fairgrounds, and it was there that I saw it. One of the machines lying in the sun. I couldn't believe it, and I must admit I ran to a nearby booth and hid until I was sure it wasn't going to move. The thing was huge. It seemed even bigger on the ground than it did while standing. It took me a while to get around it. When I got to its head, I saw them. The creatures, or what was left of them. When I first caught sight, there were birds preying on their carcasses, which is all around the cockpit. They were all dead, like they had tried to crawl away from some horrible nightmare. The birds who I had startled soon lit on the ground again and resumed their chore of picking the meat off the unwelcome visitors. As I looked a little further down the midway, there was another fallen machine, and another, and another. I would find later that all of them had fallen. Much later, when the bodies were examined, it was found that, despite the efforts of all the weapons of our warfare, it was the common cold, the very bacteria that our bodies so easily brush aside, that proved to be a foe too big for our conquerors. The path to humanity's victory was trod by the humblest thing that God in his wisdom has put upon this earth. We were like children in our wonder of the deep space. Children until our childhood ended that fateful day when the sky opened up and the monsters fell out. Even now, as I write the final chapter in my memoir, from my study overlooking my parents' land near Bartlesville, it all seems so fantastic, so unbelievable, that we were an inch and a second away from utter extermination. I guess I'd always thought that the greatest danger to mankind would be from within, and that may still be true. Only time will tell, I guess. The world does look different, though, a lot smaller and hopefully more united. There's a museum now that houses some of the disassembled parts of some of the machines. It's weird to watch sightseers walk through them silent and vacant, years from the instruments of terror and destruction that they once were. I must admit, it's taken me a bit to be able to laugh and not be looking for a backup escape route just in case. I still do sometimes, but those days are becoming fewer and far between.
This is Tim Hudson, ladies and gentlemen, out of character to tell you that it's been our pleasure to produce our little northeastern Oklahoma version of the War of the Worlds. Like Orson Welles and the Mercury Radio Theater did almost 80 years ago, it's our little radio version of dressing up in a sheet, jumping out of a bush, and saying boo. Instead of New York and CBS, we decided to annihilate our favorite town before your very ears and topple our most precious of buildings, the Price Tower. Understand, however, that it's all in the spirit of the season, and you can still run up to the Copper Bar for a drink tomorrow night. So good night, friends, and remember that grinning, glowing, globular invader of your living room is an inhabitant of the pumpkin patch. And if your doorbell rings and nobody's there, that was no alien. It's Halloween. So from all of us, good night and God bless.